Hello, beautiful souls. Solar flares have been in the news a lot lately, and I just decided this week for this week's message, I thought I'd feel into those solar flares because it feels like it's significant, and I know I've heard others saying that they were kind of feeling the effects. So I went and asked my guidance, tuned into the Akash, and here's the message that I was given. They said, given the interdimensional time-space shifts that have been taking place in the perceived vicinity of your planet, the solar flares are an indication that a certain type of patterning is being released into your grid. This will affect everyone on Earth as it is a fundamental repatterning of the underlying structure of reality as you know it. It is happening both to the sun and through the sun, just as it is happening both to you and through you, as holographic projections of the sun, and to and through your world as a whole. And I think what they're meaning there is that we actually are holographic projections of the sun, which, if you understand everything as oneness, right, it kind of makes sense. All right, so what I'm feeling is that this is another major shift in consciousness here on our planet. And so I kind of decided to go further and asked who is initiating these changes. And the answer I got was you are. It is coming from your hearts. You are collectively making the changes as you desire an advancement of your status in the universe. You desire to progress. And I feel like this is, to me, this is really resonating because I personally have been feeling, especially since that last great solar eclipse, it's felt to me like there's been a big opening of, and I felt it in my heart, like there's a big portal opening. And it's also kind of getting this message that it's time to start really moving forward in a way that is conscious and really taking command of who we are and our own personal calling, right? Really time for many of us to start stepping into our calling or at least taking steps in that direction. Now, we're all experiencing this in our own way. We're all at different spots or stages in our journey. Yesterday, I met with members of my soul tribe at the Lightworkers Cafe. It was one of two monthly meetings that I give every month. And by the way, it is free to join this group. I'm going to leave the link to join in the description box below this video. And so if you're a heart-centered spiritual seeker, you are welcome. But we discussed this in part, and it felt like there were people who felt as I did, who really are feeling this energy, and others who weren't, who were actually feeling quite challenged at this time. So I just want to send out an encouragement to you that, just to understand that no matter what you're feeling, that really we are welcoming in incredible waves of light at this time. And depending where you are in your journey, what you are dealing with right now, and it doesn't necessarily mean that you're more or less ascended or advanced than anybody else, but we all go through cycles. And I think if we're in a cycle where we're clearing stuff out, it may feel more challenging. If we're in a cycle where we're, a part of this of our cycle where we're more a little bit receptive and ready for the next stage, it might feel more open. But regardless, I feel like it's important to have this big picture that there is tremendous light coming into this planet right now, coming into our hearts, and it's actually coming from our own hearts. The humanity as a collective has chosen to advance, right? And there's going to be resistant aspects to that, both within ourselves, in the collective. I've been belong to a group locally, and it seems like there's a certain contingent that wants to wants to resist any kind of anytime there's an initiative put forward that would be impactful. And I think that's just part of the course, and part of what we're being taught right now is to take a stand and to really expand our hearts and understand that those voices of resistance, they're based on the old patterning, right? They're based on old patterning where to react in fear was how we survived. And so the whole pattern of existence is changing, and we're moving into a consciousness where the best way to survive is to really open our hearts and to step into our calling, right? So oh, and it's a work. It can be challenging. It's not always easy, but it is. I mean, it's incredible where we're at right now in the planet. So I thought I would pick a card to support us and just do a little one card oracle reading. I'm going to be using the Doors of Love and Light Oracle by Rita Morgan. And while I shuffle here, I want to invite you once more to consider joining me. There's a small and very dynamic group of souls who have already committed to this journey of working with our spirit animals. It's going to be a 7-week live online course. We're going to be meeting on Fridays for 7 weeks starting this Friday, and there's still time to join. So I'm going to leave information about that in the description as well. And here is the card. We have number 3. And of course, 3 is a beautiful number of, like, it's the Trinity. There's so much to this number 3. I've been working a lot with the 3 areas of the body, the head, heart, and gut, which is a system that we can really use when we work with these energy centers to align in powerful ways. But I'm going to see what Rita has to say about this card and what it might mean for us this week. And she calls this card Nurture. Okay, she says this door of receiving the nurturing that you did not receive in childhood opens to bring love, light, and care to all those spaces that were told no and pushed away. This energy is often needed in the land, especially where there has been much abuse of the people and earth spirits. Where do you feel this nurturing energy is needed to support you in your spaces? What if the energy of need can be resolved right now? I invite you to allow this blanket of rainbow light to comfort and support all of the spaces in need. And she says this is one of the 3 main doors that I open for almost every land healing. She's a land healer that I do. The land and ancestors also need this gentle, nurturing light. Where in your space do you feel called to offer your light? And so an invitation to call on this beautiful healing rainbow light of nurturing, bringing it into your body, anywhere in your body that feels like it needs some support and nurturing, bringing it into your home space, maybe into your electronic spaces, right? Into your land, and letting this beautiful rainbow light, this is the back of the card, wash over our spaces and clear and cleanse, and think of the rejuvenating air once the rainbow has come out, the rain has stopped, and we've got this rainbow energy, how charged the air is at that time, and just how it smells, and bring that energy into our hearts and into our lives this week. Enjoy this week and this energy, and remember, you were born to be free.